Good morning. It's Wednesday, November 4th, and it's time for your Devoted Faith Daily Devotional. I'm so glad we're back together again this week. I want to jump right in and tell you where I have been reading the last couple of days. I've been reading in the book of Ephesians, and I'm always so blown away at how God takes parts of Scripture and it's so applicable to where I am and some of the things I might be feeling or dealing with in my own personal life. This was no exception. Ephesians 4 talks about how we're supposed to live as children of light, how we're supposed to act because we have Christ living inside of us. And so verse 29 was where I really caught myself underlining and writing notes about this week. So I'll start right there where it says, "Let everything you say be good and helpful, so that your words will be an encouragement to those around you." Are my words encouraging? Am I trying to be good and helpful? I can tell you that over the last couple of weeks, I've found myself in a little bit of a slump where I've been really focused on some of the negative things going on around us, both in our state, in our world, in my life personally. And when I get into those cycles, I end up having more negative feeling and more negative self-talk, which then reflects that way when I talk to others. And so it's hard for me to find the joy that should be coming out of me just from being a child of God. And so when I was reading that, I read it and reread it and even did some journaling about where's my mind? What am I focusing on? Am I focusing on the negative? Am I getting myself caught in this slump of feeling hopeless because of everything that's going on around me and all the circumstances that are happening? And the answer to that was yes. And so I've challenged myself this week to really change that focus. Change my focus to focus on the blessings that God has given to me, how good He has been to me, the gifts that He has given to me, and really focus on those things instead of the negative things that are going on around all of us. And so I want my words, what I say, to be good and helpful, and I want to be an encouragement. And I've noticed that even just these last couple of days, as I've tried to focus on those things, that has become a little bit easier. As I'm focusing on the good, good is coming out, and I think that I've become a little bit more encouraging to those around me. Reading a little bit further, though, in verse 31, it says, "Get rid of all bitterness, rage, anger, harsh words, and slander, as well as all types of evil behavior. And instead, be kind to each other, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God, through Christ, has forgiven you." Forgiveness, it's huge. It's not something that is easy for us to do, especially if the person who's offended us hasn't even asked for forgiveness or said they're sorry. But when we look at it through the lens of how Christ has forgiven us, so much easier to forgive those around us. And so being kind to each other, tender-hearted and forgiving, even when the person hasn't asked for forgiveness, can only lead to us being more like Christ. And really, isn't that what our goal should be? So this week, I challenge you to focus on the good, to be kind to each other, to be tender-hearted and compassionate, and forgive each other because Christ Himself forgave each of us. I hope you guys have a really great week.